The truth and myths about geishas. Geishas are one of the most iconic symbols of Japan, often shrouded in mystery and misconceptions. These elegant women, dressed in exquisite kimonos with their signature white makeup, have long fascinated the world. However, their true role in history are often misunderstood. Let's explore the real story behind geishas, separating fact from fiction. The origins of geishas. The history of geishas dates back to the 17th century during the Edo period. However, the first entertainers who resembled geishas were actually men called taikomochi, who were similar to jesters or storytellers. Eventually, women took over this role, and by the 18th century, female geishas became the main performers in Japan's entertainment districts. Originally, geishas were distinct from oiran, the high-ranking courtesans of the pleasure quarters. While oiran were known for their beauty and sometimes provided sexual services, geishas were strictly performers and entertainers, focusing on arts such as dance, music, poetry, and conversation. The role of a geisha. A geisha's primary role is to entertain guests at traditional ozashiki banquet gatherings, with performances of classical Japanese arts. They are highly skilled in traditional dance, nihon buyo, music, playing instruments like the shamisen and koto, poetry and calligraphy tea ceremony, engaging conversation and wit. Contrary to popular belief, geishas do not engage in romantic or sexual relationships with their clients. Their purpose is to create an atmosphere of refinement, art, and culture. Myth: geishas are prostitutes. Truth: geishas are professional entertainers, not sex workers. This misconception likely comes from the confusion between geishas and oiran, high-ranking courtesans. While oiran were part of the pleasure quarters, geishas were respected artists who performed traditional music, dance, and tea ceremonies. Myth: the first geishas were women. Truth: the first geishas were actually men, known as taikomochi. They were storytellers and entertainers, similar to jesters in Europe. Female geishas only became dominant in the profession in the 18th century. Myth: geishas are no longer around. Truth: while the number of geishas has declined, they still exist today, especially in Kyoto, Tokyo, and Kanazawa. The most famous geisha districts include Gion, Pontocho, and Miyagawacho in Kyoto. Each region has its own unique traditions and styles of performance. Myth: geishas are forced into the profession. Truth: in the past, some young girls were sold into okiya, geisha houses, due to poverty. However, in modern times, becoming a geisha is a personal choice. Women who wish to become geishas undergo training voluntarily and can leave the profession at any time. Myth: geishas can't get married. Truth: while geishas traditionally remained unmarried to focus on their craft, they were free to retire and marry if they chose to. Many former geishas have left the profession to start families. Myth: any woman can become a geisha. Truth: becoming a geisha requires years of training. Girls usually start as shikomi, housemaids, then become maiko, apprentices, before finally graduating to full geisha status. It's a long and challenging process that demands discipline and dedication. Myth: geishas only perform for wealthy men. Truth: while traditional ozashiki banquets were historically attended by wealthy patrons, today geishas perform for both men and women, including foreign guests and tourists interested in Japanese culture. Myth: geishas wear kimonos every day. Truth: while geishas wear elaborate kimonos for work, they dress casually in modern clothing when they are off duty. Their stunning kimono attire is reserved for performances and formal occasions. Myth: geishas always wear white makeup. Truth: white makeup is traditionally worn by maiko, apprentices, and for special performances. Fully fledged geishas wear more subtle makeup. often focusing on natural beauty rather than the dramatic look of their training years. Myth, Memoirs of a Geisha is inaccurate representation. Truth, the book Memoirs of a Geisha and its movie adaptation are fictional and contain many inaccuracies about geisha life. While it introduced geishas to a global audience, real geishas have criticized it for misrepresenting their profession. Modern geishas, keeping tradition alive in the 21st century. The world of geishas may seem like a relic of the past, but these elegant and highly skilled entertainers are still very much a part of Japanese culture today. While their numbers have declined over the centuries, modern geishas continue to practice their craft, adapting to the changes of the modern world while preserving centuries-old traditions. The life of a modern geisha. Modern geishas, particularly in cities like Kyoto and Tokyo, live structured yet flexible lives that blend tradition with contemporary influences. They continue to dedicate themselves to the arts, performing at exclusive tea houses, ochaya, and cultural events. But they also embrace social media, tourism, and globalization. Where do modern geishas work? Geishas today mainly operate in hanamachi, flower towns, traditional geisha districts that have existed for centuries. The most famous hanamachi include Gion, Kyoto, the most famous geisha district, where Maiko, apprentice geishas, and Geiko, full-fledged geishas, are frequently seen in their colorful kimonos. Pontocho, Kyoto, a smaller, more intimate geisha district along the Kamo River, known for its hidden tea houses. Shimbashi, Tokyo, the heart of Tokyo's geigi culture, where geishas blend traditional performances with modern entertainment. Kanazawa and Niigata, lesser known but still active geisha communities with their own distinct styles. How do modern geishas train? Unlike in the past, when young girls were often sold to okiya, geisha houses, modern geishas choose their path voluntarily. Training remains rigorous, but the methods have evolved to accommodate new lifestyles. The stages of becoming a geisha today. Shikomi, preparation period. Newcomers work as assistants in the okiya, learning etiquette, housework, and discipline. This period lasts about a year. Maiko, apprentice geisha. After proving their dedication, they become Maiko and begin training in traditional arts like dance, Nihon Buyo, shamisen, a three-stringed instrument, singing, and tea ceremony. This period can last up to 5 years. Erike, turning point. When a Maiko is ready to become a full-fledged geisha, she undergoes a ceremony where she changes her hairstyle and starts wearing more subtle makeup and sophisticated kimonos. Geisha, Geiko, fully trained geisha. After years of dedication, they graduate to full geisha status, performing at exclusive ozashiki banquets and cultural events. How do modern geishas adapt to the changing world? While geishas maintain strict traditions, they have also found ways to stay relevant in a rapidly modernizing world. Social media and technology. Some geishas now use Instagram, YouTube, and Twitter to showcase their performances, share glimpses of their daily lives, and educate the public about their traditions. Online platforms have helped dispel misconceptions and attract younger generations to the profession. Tourism and cultural events. Traditional ozashiki, private geisha banquets, remain exclusive, but some geishas perform at public cultural events and festivals. Cities like Kyoto and Tokyo offer geisha experience programs where visitors can watch performances, take part in tea ceremonies, and even dress like a Maiko for a day. Performing for a global audience. Modern geishas don't just entertain wealthy Japanese patrons. They also perform for foreign guests, diplomats, and cultural delegations. Some even travel abroad to represent Japan at international events, demonstrating the timeless beauty of their art. New career paths. Some retired geishas become cultural ambassadors, teachers, or businesswomen, passing their knowledge to the next generation. A few have even collaborated with fashion brands and artists, bringing geisha aesthetics into modern design. Challenges facing modern geishas. Despite their resilience, modern geishas face several challenges. Declining numbers. In the early 1900s, there were around 80,000 geishas in Japan. Today, there are fewer than 1,000. Many young women are hesitant to join due to the strict lifestyle and years of intense training. Expensive maintenance. Becoming a geisha requires significant investment in training, kimonos, and accessories. Handmade silk kimonos can cost thousands of dollars, making it an expensive profession to maintain. Balancing tradition and modernity. Geishas must find ways to preserve tradition while staying relevant in a world of fast entertainment and digital distractions. Some purists fear that modern adaptations may dilute the true essence of geisha culture. The future of geishas. While geisha culture is no longer as widespread as it once was, it continues to thrive in new ways. The adaptability of modern geishas, combined with a renewed global interest in Japanese traditions, suggests that these elegant entertainers will remain an enduring symbol of Japan's artistic and cultural heritage. Conclusion. Geishas are an essential part of Japan's rich cultural heritage, embodying grace, talent, and refinement. Despite common myths, they are not courtesans but highly skilled artists dedicated to preserving traditional Japanese arts. While the number of geishas has declined, they continue to captivate people around the world with their beauty, poise, and artistry. Would you like to explore more fascinating aspects of Japanese culture? Let me know.